Hello, friends. Welcome into the Cowboys Report. I am your host, Tom Downey. We'll start things off with some quick news items around the Cowboys. They have churned the bottom of their roster. A defensive end and offensive lineman are out, and the same positions come back in. Joby St. Fleur, he is in at defensive end. Corin Criven comes in at offensive tackle in the place of James Hearns and Bryce Johnson. Worth noting, the Cowboys originally cut Trey Williams, and then they decided actually wanted to bring Trey back, and they ended up cutting Bryce Johnson instead. Nothing major here. The Cowboys will continue to churn the bottom of this roster, but some new players are now wearing the star. Some good news on Kavon Frazier for you. As expected, he has been cleared and is now off the NFI list for the Dallas Cowboys. Very good news for Frazier, who was previously not allowed to practice because of a blood clotting issue. The Cowboys will work Frazier slowly back into the training camp. They're not going to rush him into it because he has been away from practice for a couple of days as he went through that blood clotting issue. But he's fine now, so I want to know, who should the Cowboys start at safety? Give me an F for Kavon Frazier, an H for Jeff Heath. Let me know in the comments section. I know some of you guys are not sold on Jeff Heath. I would not be surprised if there are quite a few Fs in the comments section. All right, on to number 3, our last little news item here. Some more wide receiver injuries to mention. First, some good news. Noah Brown, he is back at practice after missing a couple of days. But he has now been replaced on the injury list by Deontay Thompson, who has a strained Achilles, and Allen Hurns, who was a minor groin injury, able to work on the side. Very cautious for both those players. But Zed Wilson, of course, already out for the year. Brown comes back, and then Thompson Hurns also leaves. So a deep-ish wide receiver depth chart. These injuries to guys like Thompson and Hurns and Browns are allowing others to get more playing time in camp with the 1s or the 2s. We'll take it into some Cowboys rumors. First up, does Rico have a play style like that of one Rob Gronkowski? I'll give it 2 stars. There is some semblance of truth to what Rico had to say about this, but it's not like he is Rob Gronkowski. Of course, that's not what Rico said either. He says that, quote, "I feel me and Gronkowski have the same type of run and play style. I am a physical guy. That is one of the biggest attributes I have, and is using that physical size and being a tough guy." So, to that extent, it's actually pretty accurate. Rico's a big dude out there. That size gives him a big advantage against other tight ends and other defenders. The issue is for Rico and for Gronk is that Rico is not as fast as a guy like Gronk. Heck, he's barely even as fast as a guy like Blake Jarwin. He's actually not as fast. So that's an issue for Rico, and plus the whole mental side of the game is still a problem, plus blocking as well. So let me know. Do you think Rico will make the 53-man roster? Give me a Y for yes and an N for a no. Next up on our roundup here, Blake Jarwin, is he the number 1 tight end right now for the Dallas Cowboys? I'll give this one 3 stars. Jeff Swaim is right alongside him there. Those two have kind of gone a little bit back and forth. Swaim has more experience. The Cowboys staff, though, is very, very high on one Blake Jarwin. He has been the most impressive among the tight ends. Now, of course, this is not to say he's perfect or that he is the answer to the Cowboys' tight end problems, because, frankly, they still need some help there overall. We'll bring up their depth chart here again in just a second. But the Cowboys' tight end depth chart, it's just not great right now. So Jarwin, I think as of right now, is the number 1. He gives you a little bit more in the passing game than a Jeff Swaim does. Rico and Schultz are behind. Rico for a variety of reasons. Schultz missed some time because he had the birth of his child that he wisely went and attended to. All right, number 6 on the defensive side of the ball. How about Anthony Brown over Jourdan Lewis? I'm still going to give this one just the 2 stars because surely the Cowboys can't make this mistake, right? I think everyone here agrees that Jourdan Lewis is better than Anthony Brown, and yet in camp, Anthony Brown is the one who continues to work as the number 1 nickel back. And Brown has had his ups and, frankly, quite a few downs as well in camp. Lewis is the better corner, but he is undersized. That is a big problem there for Brown and for Lewis and for the Cowboys. Might be why Lewis is working behind them. So, folks, let me know who you think should start at nickel for the Cowboys. Give me an L for Jourdan Lewis and a B for Anthony Brown. I'm typing Jourdan Lewis. I'm typing an L no matter what. He is an immensely talented corner. I like him a lot more than I like Brown. Cowboys staff, though, does not seem to feel that way as of now. All right, number 7. How about that Ezekiel Elliott lawsuit? 4 stars on this one. There is a lawsuit, but there's nothing to panic about right now. So Elliott has been sued over a 2017 car crash. The way that the Texas law works is that the suits have to go against the driver, not directly against the insurance company. So they have to sue Elliott in order to get the money from the insurance company. It's a $1 million lawsuit because of apparent injuries that the victim has suffered here. It's not going to impact Zeke in the end. There's nothing to panic about here, but it is a lawsuit Zeke headline that I'm sure some of you guys just don't want to see at all. All right, next up, Byron Jones. Has he been the best player at camp? I'll give this one 3 stars because there are some other guys that I think should be in the discussion as well. But Cowboys.com ranked the top 10, and they put my boy Byron at number 1. He has looked absolutely fantastic at training camp. He turns out to be a natural cornerback. He has emerged as the number 1 option for Dallas. But to be fair, I think guys like DeMarcus Lawrence and almost everyone on that offensive line has looked really good as well, especially the big guys, Tyron Frederick and Smith, and, Zeke too in that mix as well. So Jones has looked great again. He is the prototype at cornerback this year for the Cowboys. I love what he has on the roster. I think he's going to be a big impact corner. I am very pleased by how well he has gone. All right, number 9 now. Cowboys have a bottom 5 wide receiver core. 3 stars on this one. I kind of agree with it. I don't love it. It's not ideal for the Dallas Cowboys. PFF ranked them as 29th, and on paper, I have a very tough time arguing it. The Jags, the Bills, the Cardinals, you can maybe throw in a team like the Jets or the Dolphins as well, but on paper, it's just not a very good Cowboys wide receiver depth chart. Allen Hurns is there, Michael Gallup, Terrence Williams, Cole Beasley as your wide receiver 1s, 2s, and your slot guy, Thompson, Austin, and Brown in the backups as well. So I think they'll outplay their on-paper abilities right now. But on paper, you can't make them anything higher than, I think, a bottom 5 unit. There's just not enough proven talent yet out there, even with guys like Hurns and Beasley. Those guys don't strike fear into opposing defenses the way a Dez Bryant in his prime did. But let me know if you think the Cowboys will be better at wide receiver without Dez Bryant. I think the play overall might be better from the Cowboys offense because Smith will be healthy and Zeke will be there for all 16 games. But I think that they'd be much better off with Dez Bryant. But if you want to believe in addition by subtraction, well, there you go.